Great to have you with us for the second hour of Saturday Agenda. I'm Rob Astorino. So, with a stroke of that pen, President Trump fulfilled a campaign promise, and he pardoned those convicted for January 6 related crimes at the Capitol. 70-year-old Cindy Young is known as the J6 praying grandma, and according to the DOJ's case, she entered the Capitol through the Senate wing and committed the crime of remaining in a restricted building with the intent to impede government business. She's now got a clean record, and I'm glad she can join me along with retired NYPD Detective Bo Dietl. So let me start with you, Cindy. First of all, describe that day. What was it like when things went totally south? And were you surprised when the FBI contacted you? What was that like?
Well, the day was chaotic. And what was really, as I reflect back on it, what was really confusing was the outside activity as compared to the inside of the Capitol activity. Outside, there was, munitions being used against us in an intention to rile up the crowd, I believe, which it did. And then once we got inside the building, it was more like we were being chauffeured through the building like tourists. And it was totally different.
Bo, you were a cop for well over 2 decades. Have you ever seen such a heavy-handed Department of Justice, prosecutors, when it came to arrests and sentencing and zeroing on crimes like this?
No,
No,
as far as I'm concerned, what happened with this is the President Trump, decided he's going to do a blanket pardon for the fact that so many people were innocent people that just came into the Capitol. They were protesting what they felt and what they believed. And now they were charged. Some of these people were incarcerated for months without even being charged at some points. Right now, I'm fully supportive of that. The only person that died that day was that Air Force female lady that was shot in the head by that Capitol cop there who should have been indicted for murder. She was not causing any kind of death to anybody, nor to that Capitol police officer. She should not have been shot in the head, and that cop was 100% wrong. And I tell you right now, he should be prosecuted for murder because he had no reason or rhyme to shoot her.
That was Ashley Babbitt. So,
yes.
Can I correct that, though?
Yeah.
There were 4 people that actually died that day. There was Roseanne Boylan was crushed and then beaten to death by a Capitol police officer, Lilia Morales, or I forget her name, but she attacked her, and Roseanne perished on the West Wing. And then there were 2 men, Benjamin Phillip and Kevin Greason, that died of heart failure.
Now, how come all this wasn't brought out then? Because as far as this is the first time I'm really understanding about it. Now it even makes it more specific. But going back a little bit, during the 2020 riots, I was in Washington at the inauguration with the BLM and the Antifa, people setting fires. Across this country, when we had the George Floyd riots, hundreds and thousands of people were beat up, arson everywhere, crimes committed everywhere. Every one of them, none of them were prosecuted. And I am really angry. And if Trump didn't get elected, we would still be in this hellhole again. Thank God for Donald Trump being elected so he can show the people of America why they're wrong. And you can see what's going on now across the country, even with these illegal criminals that are all over our cities. Now, all of a sudden, we're getting them out. Now the other side's starting to agree upon it because they realizing they lost control of their own cities. These Democratic liberals lost control of their own cities. Law and order, I'm for, but I'm for also the safety and stability of the people that live in these cities and live in this country, and we have to protect them.
Cindy, I got to ask you, how has your life been affected since that day? I mean, do you feel that your reputation, your rights were violated, your reputation was taking a hit?
Well, I was investigated early on. They opened a case on me. They came, they interviewed me, and then they closed that case. But they never told me that the case was closed. They continued to surveil me. I've been being surveilled since January 6, 2021. And I finally was charged with the 4 charges, which I call them the cookie cutter charges. They're the misdemeanor charges, and I was offered plea deals that I did not take because I felt that I did nothing wrong that day. I entered the people's house and I was redressing my grievances. And for that, the government has been fully weaponized against me. I lost a business. I've lost customers. I've lost friends. I've
Unbelievable.
almost lost my home.
Rob, I'd like to find out how much money was spent by the FBI and the Justice Department on this Fugazi investigation here. I'm going to tell you something, hundreds of millions of dollars, I'll guarantee you. If she's under surveillance like that, you know what surveillance costs to do a surveillance on a person? You have teams on that. I'd like to find out how much money government waste was there. They should have used that with the illegal criminals that have come into our country. Let's hunt them down and get them the hell out of America, and let's go forward with this great president we got.
Yeah, and this
I have
doesn't.
a really great attorney, and one of the things he looked at was how many people had touched my case. Over 20
Oh, my
government
God.
officials wrote reports on me.
No, it's crazy.
Even
I read the FBI
child-
report from the agent. His name was redacted, but I read what the DOJ submitted to the court. And you read it and you go, seriously? Are you kidding me? I mean, of all the things you got to worry about, this woman walking through the Capitol, not doing any damage, not violent in any way, caught up in the moment, whatever. But this is the discretion that our government used to go after its own citizens. I mean, there has to be discretion in cases like this, and they used none. They wanted everyone in basically within 10 miles of the Capitol that day who was a supporter of Donald Trump to be arrested. And I'm so sorry,
Rob,
Cindy.
Rob, it was great to see you at the inauguration, and we were very happy, and everybody's happy, and I'm sure you're happy also. And thank God that there's the new sheriff in America, and that's Donald Trump. And all these
thank you,
liberals and all
Donald
these
Trump.
bleeding hearts, bye-bye. Now we won. You're the losers. We're the winners. Let's go.
Bo Dietl, good to see you. Cindy Young, thank God it's over for you. And new life
Yes.
begins now.
Bye,
Thank you.
Cindy. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.